the OVC in their first year in the MVC. Their home win percentage, 93%. So, you know, home sweet home, Steve.
Yeah, Emily, Belmont has lost just 6 times in this building over the last 5 seasons, hoping the home court will help them out here on senior night. And it's Evan Braun's, the junior, that wins the opening tip and the first possession for Belmont here at home.
Yeah, expect a lot of switching defense from Indiana State.
Keyshawn Davidson takes the lid off our scoring, and that's a great sign if you're a Belmont fan.
Yeah, Davidson much more aggressive with his shot, not just a facilitator in recent games. Had 11 against Drake.
Tonight's starting lineups brought to you by RJ Young Technology Solutions that power your business. And early on, you get a look inside to Xavier Bledson, who got the start tonight with Cameron Henry out. Henry suffered a concussion and is not available tonight for Josh Schertz's team. Cade Tyson, the Valley's leading freshman scorer, knocks down his first shot, and we're off and running here in Nashville.
Yeah, 3 straight field goals combined, and Tyson's so good moving off the ball and showcasing that mid-range floater.
We've got 2 of the top 3 offensive teams in the Valley. Robbie Avila inside, forces it up there. Good defense, but Belmont unable to come up with the rebound.
Yeah, Avila, an interesting story, was recruited a little bit by Belmont, had offers from Toledo, Appalachian State, and DePaul, but ultimately a great get for Coach Schertz, and he's destined to be on the Missouri Valley all-newcomer team. Great freshman season.
Cooper Neese with a shot from outside and was fouled on the 3-point attempt.
Yeah, again, we've seen so much of that this year in the Missouri Valley, more so than any time I can ever remember. Great job by our crew on the replay. See if Neese kicks out a little bit, and he does with his right leg. And it's just more kind of duping the officials than legitimately getting fouled.
Neese, 1,000-point score, 32% from 3. There's another look at it as you see Tyson trailing.
And hard to see.
He came down.
Yeah, hard to see if there was contact with the right hand on the right elbow or if it was deemed to be the lower body contact. But Neese, like much of his teammates, Steve, extremely experienced as he makes 2 of 3.
A very good free throw shooter, 86% on the season, got 2 of 3 on that trip. We're tied up at 4. Ben Shepherd, second leading scorer in the conference. Another touch for Tyson. Look at the freshman work inside, and 1.
Yeah, again, we've seen that throughout the year, Steve, when teams have elected to switch 1 through 4. If it's an undersized guard, have Tyson go to the basket, work in from the mid-post. Neese wanted a chicken wing there, and Tyson may have got an advantage, but a chance for an and 1.
Tyson averaging 13 points per game, had just 6 at Drake on Sunday, but 4 already here in the first 2 minutes. First touch for Voss McCauley.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of this 5-out entry to Avila and then just kind of space and play off of that.
Good ball movement. McCauley going to force the 3. And here comes Shepherd the other way. Foul line jumper. Bronze keeps it alive and finishes.
And that's one area where Indiana State, they check so many boxes. Rebounding at time wanes. They certainly don't crash the glass, but a good offensive rebound. Bronze among the league leaders.
Yeah, Bronze just 5 rebounds overall per game, but one of the league leaders in offensive rebounds. Avila from outside rattles home the 3.
Yeah, Avila 33% on the season on 74 attempts. And while he's not Steph Curry, he is capable of making that as a stretch 5.
The freshman, the 6th rated recruit out of the state of Illinois last year, chose to go to Terre Haute and play for Josh Schertz and the Sycamores. Davidson deep on a 3. That's the first look for Friberg, and he bangs it home.
Yeah, that's a huge sign for Belmont, because in recent games, Friberg's had a difficult time getting shots off. That time just got a long rebound and stepped into his shot.
Friberg's had 5 games this season with 5 or more threes, but 0 for on Sunday at Drake. And he grabs the rebound on the Avila miss. Tyson again. Comes up short.
Yeah, good look for Tyson. He's so adept at that mid-range 2-dribble pull-up.
McCauley with Ben Shepherd, one of the better defensive players in the league on him. Bledson off the mark.
Shot clock operator not needed right now, Steve.
Tyson's pass intercepted by Avila. Good hands by the big fella. He's got the mismatch inside and drew the foul.
Ooh, they say on the deck. Foul on Tyson, so no continuation. But how about Avila getting the defensive rebound in a one-man break? Really, really skilled, and he showcased his all-floor game in the first 4-14.
Second foul on Belmont here in the early going. It's the Bruins on top by 4.
Your wait is over. New 2023 Acura models have arrived at Acura of... Your wait is over. New 2023 Acura models have arrived at Acura of...
Cycling was a lifesaver. It really was.
It was more than just a new direction.
Mac, what year was it again?
1988. So 34.
Mac, what year was it again?
1988. 17 restaurants.
Your wait is over. New 2023 Acura models have arrived at Acura of...
Cycling was a lifesaver. It really was.
It was more than just a new direction.
So we've got this really cool property downtown. We want to do something walkable, sustainable.
Cycling was a lifesaver. It really was.
It was more than just a new direction.
Week 2 of the XFL kicks off Thursday and continues all weekend.
Back in Nashville, Belmont with an early 4-point lead. Tonight's keys to the game brought to you by Ascend Federal Credit Union.
Yeah, Steve, objective number 1, Indiana State defend without fouling. During their 5-game slide midway through the conference slate, they were giving up 24 free throw attempts per game. And during this recent stretch, much, much better defending without fouling. Scouting report, got to know who a driver or a shooter is for Belmont. For the Bruins, objective number 1, Indiana State devastating in transition. So you have got to sprint back and then fan out. And then lastly, scoring from the others. Shaquille O'Neal always says, where's the scoring from the others? We know about Shepherd and Tyson, but Belmont already has gotten complimentary scoring early from Davidson and Friberg.
That foul before the break was not just the second foul on Belmont, it was the second foul on Cade Tyson in the early going. So Belmont star freshman to the bench early. Backdoor attempt, and Avila threw it out of bounds. Couldn't connect with McCauley.
Yeah, again, you just don't find many skilled 5s who can shoot, pass, and put it on the deck like Avila. Just couldn't connect there.
Friberg hit his first one, missed on that attempt. Avila draws the foul inside. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, much better job by Belmont on that action. Sometimes during conference screen roll action, the squeeze, the help hasn't been there. And you can see Friberg will be there on the catch. Perhaps Jacoby Gillespie with the foul.
Big fella knocks down the first one at the line. He's averaging just a tick under 10 points per game this season to go along with 4 rebounds. But he's had some big games on the road. 18 points at Murray State. Also had 22 at Drake. got both. This is an Indiana State team that's won 7 in a row, 6-0 here in the month of February. They've scored at least 79 points in all of those games. Very offensive-minded. Jacoby Gillespie, another really good freshman for Casey Alexander's team. Seven to shoot. Shepherd goes for the jam. We got a whistle. And what do we got?
Well, they're going to get a loose ball foul on.
We got a foul. I think they got
Avila. I thought maybe 21 Saban, but boy, did Shepherd go for that. Unreal.
Shepherd with the elevation. Just couldn't get it over the 6'10 Avila. Air ball there from the corner. Here comes Boss McCauley. Bledson had it taken away by Friberg. Davidson tries the bounce pass down the floor. He thought maybe Shepherd was going to keep on running. Ben veered off to the corner, and Belmont gives it right back.
Yeah, both teams a little bit sloppy in this stretch, and you anticipate some turnovers in a higher possession game, but Belmont has not created the same number of turnovers during this recent stretch, so they have liked to see the early deflections and runouts.
Lob inside for Bledson. He puts it up and scores between a couple of defenders.
Yeah, Bledson very strong, 6'7", can go inside, outside, but that time had a mismatch and scored.
Again, Bledson getting the start tonight because Cameron Henry out with a concussion. Gillespie can't get the roll on the three. Also expect to see a lot of Trenton Gibson tonight for Indiana State with Henry out.
I will say early on, Steve, Belmont is getting more three-point looks than they have seen in recent games, certainly against the matchups against Drake, so that's encouraging for Belmont.
Oh, great move inside by Avila.
Yeah, again, he faked the dribble handoff and spun past Saban, and just very few 6'10 freshmen can do that.
Indiana State with the lead. Gillespie off the bounce, tries the turnaround and got it to go.
Yeah, good defense by Cooper Neese to force that shot. But again, as we've seen throughout his sensational freshman year, Jacoby Gillespie can make the high degree of difficulty shots.
Larry just outside the paint. Great find inside to Bledson for two more.
Yeah, Larry is so good. That was a point of emphasis for Coach Alexander, not letting him turn the corner. This tremendous passer to the weak side.
This is a good passing Indiana State team. Larry with 3.5 assists per game. One of the top men in the Valley in assist to turnover ratio as well. Saban at the foul line. Backing in, couple defenders there. Gets it off to Davidson, who can't hit on the floater. Bledson from the corner this time, knocks down the triple.
Yeah, good job. Again, broke down the defense just a little bit. And Bledson, 37% from three.
How about that? Bledson with 9 points here in the early going. Averaging just 6 for the season.
You see a little bit of the different dynamic without Tyson in the game.
Gillespie with space, can't hit. Gillespie's a guy who the Belmont staff really believes can shoot it, but the numbers from outside this season, not all that great. Just about 28% from three, and you see Indiana State's giving him from space early, so that's a shot he's going to have to knock down.
Yeah, 4 straight field goals for Indiana State. Meanwhile, Belmont one of its last 8, so this early start for Belmont has been turned around during this recent stretch. And you knew both teams were going to go deeper into their bench in a higher possession game, Steve. Coach Schertz likes to play, well, gosh, 11 guys are averaging double-figure minutes.
Yeah, and a whole new lineup into the game here, along with Cooper Neese. Up top for Trenton Gibson. He's the other guy you figure will get a lot of minutes with Henry out. Neese will take a three, and he bangs it home.
Yeah, tough contested three. So Indiana State feeding off of the early offense from Bledson during this run.
with an 8-0 run. Finally an answer from E.J. Bellinger. Still a 6-point lead for Indiana State on the road. Nice to Jason Kent. Now Cade McKnight. The transfer from Truman State had to take it away. Gillespie in transition. A lot of traffic there. And a foul as he goes to the hoop.
Probably a good foul because Jacoby Gillespie at a full head of steam would have been a 2 or free throws. So very entertaining as we expected.
Sycamores have hit their last 5 shots. Scored 14 of the last 18 points to jump in front of Belmont by 6 on the road.
Someday. Someday.
We all have things we hope to do someday. With great deposit rates from Ascend, we're here to help make your someday soon. Ascend Federal Credit Union. Open your account today.
And what if I need help picking a plane?
State Farm's here to help.
What up, Bo? Okay, guys. What if he's not actually 7'4"?
We good? Yeah, we good. Good work today, boys. Oh, it's 11.
At State Farm, we're there for your what-ifs. Get a quote today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeartRadio. TicketSmarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the TicketSmarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think TicketSmarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed at TicketSmarter.com.
Indiana State continuing a top play as of late. Sycamores with a 6-point lead here midway through the first half in Nashville against Belmont in a game with key seeding implications for next week in Arch Madness. February is such a key time of the year. Belmont had won the most games in February over the last 4 seasons entering the month. They've been 31-3 in that span. Just 3-3 so far this year, though. Meanwhile, the Sycamores 6-0 in February, and they look like a team that's ready for March right now.
They do, Steve. During the 7-game win streak, outscoring the opposition 83-62 on 50% field goal percentage. There you see it right there. Holding the opposition to 28% from behind the arc, and Belmont 1 for 5 to start. Though the Bruins have gotten good looks. And again, during the stretch, Indiana State, all the stats jump off the page. 18 assists per game. Really staggering. And again, 10 players who have double-figure three-pointers. Ooh,
and they foul immediately on the inbounds. They got Trenton Gibson on the shove to E.J. Bellinger.
Yeah, Belmont worked hard on shoot-around on baseline out of bounds to try to get scoring plays rather than just outlet it and run offense.
That time they got it into Bronze up top. Shepard to the foul line. Now Gillespie on the drive, and he gets all the way to the rack.
Yeah, I think that's a key for Belmont, is to get Gillespie on the move, whether in transition and in the half court, because he's such a tremendous driver and finisher.
Gibson on the bounce. Fouled at the rim. I think it looked like he was maybe trying the wraparound pass to Cade McKnight. We'll see whether they give him an effort at the shot there. Looks like they're going to keep it on the floor.
Yeah, Gibson wanted shots, but both officials, Brooke Wells came in to assist lead official Brett Smith and deemed to be on the pass, so a fresh 20 for Indiana State. Key juncture for Belmont with no McCauley and no Larry on the court. Oh, Larry is back in.
And there he is with the ball up top. McNeese inside, had it blocked by Bellinger. McKnight, though, with the strong follow.
Yeah, great initial block shot by Bellinger, and almost bad luck that it popped to McKnight. The Truman State transfer went reversal and scored.
He's capable of scoring at over 1,600 points in his career at Truman State. E.J. Bellinger misses on the three. That's a rare sight in Missouri Valley play. He's been 50% in league games from downtown. Gibson with the behind-the-back pass. Bellinger couldn't quite get his hands on it, and it will remain with Indiana State.
Yeah, that was a deft look by Gibson. McKnight was there. We almost anticipated maybe Gibson would start instead of Bledson. Coach Schertz has a lot of options in that 2 through 4 range. Gibson has 31 points the last 2 games.
You see on the Belmont side of things, Cade Tyson back into the game now with those 2 fouls. Three-pointer missed from the corner there by Kent, and here comes Belmont the other way with Shepard, and the foul given by Gibson.
Yeah, that's where discretion has to be the better part of valor. Just play straight up, don't give the reach in, because now 5 team fouls midway through the first half.
And 2 on Gibson.
That is one thing that has been at Coach Schertz's disposal. Shorter rotation with no Henry tonight, but really good depth.
Tyson on the backdoor cut, gives it right back to Bronze, who was met at the rim and couldn't finish. Good job by McKnight to peel off Tyson and give the contest at the basket. Now good hands by Friberg, but they're going to keep it here on this end with the Sycamores.
Boy, it looked like Kent may have lost it and gone off his foot.
It's certainly what the Belmont crowd thinks. And now they got an offensive screen on McKnight. Kind of shuffled in there.
That has been a point of emphasis this year, Steve, with kind of the hip checks and on dribble handoffs just extending out. And you can see there just trying to dribble handoff with Neese and got outside of his initial position.
Belmont with the ball, trailing by 6. Shepard over Avila.
Boy, that's tremendous finish because Avila did a great job of contesting without fouling as well. Belmont starting to get a little bit of action on these curls.
Larry all the way to the rim.
That's such a difficult action, and one of Indiana State's favorites is the ball screen and driving strong side because you can't really help on the near corner shooter.
Great penetration that time by the sophomore guard. Tyson from the foul line, got it, and a foul.
Yeah, another time we've seen a jump shooter fouled, and now Belmont will be in the bonus the last 8:52 of the half as Tyson has a chance to complete the 3-point play.
Xavier Bledson back in now for Josh Schertz's team. He had 9 points in the early going to help Indiana State jump to this lead, and you see the importance of Tyson back in with the 2 fouls to this Belmont offense.
It's just a different dimension, different feel, another scoring and driving option. Belmont's roll wings, while valuable, Walker, Shanks, Bellinger, they're not nearly the complete offensive player that Tyson is. I don't think it's a reach, Steve, to say he has the inside track for Missouri Valley Freshman of the Year.
Well, he's far and away the leading scorer amongst freshmen, and you'd think with the season Belmont has had and all the wins that he would be the guy that most people would vote for when that comes a call in here in a few days.
And Avila is going to get his votes as well, especially as a 5-man in this conference with the physicality. He's acquitted himself exceedingly well, averaging double figures in conference play. Yeah, that was a foul clarification there. They went to the scores table and were just clarifying the personal fouls on Indiana State. I think they got that on McCauley.
McCauley to Avila with Bronze on him up top. Now Larry driving again, got it off to Bledson inside, and he draws the foul on Isaiah Walker.
Yeah, that's where Bledson's strength, leaning in as he spun baseline. Walker was just slightly out of position and off balance, and the call was made. You see it, Steve, how Indiana State is very aggressive in finishing. They're not tentative in attacking the basket. They're anticipating the foul, and they're getting it.
A miss by Bledson, who's an 81% foul shooter. Sycamore's without maybe their best playmaker tonight in Cameron Henry, who leads the team in assists. But I tell you what, you don't lose much when you put the ball in the hands of Julian Larry.
No, Larry's so dynamic, and he's a selective outside shooter, but adept at scoring and creating for others, and Bledson already in double figures.
Shepard, open look for Walker, and he splashes the three.
That is a big shot for Belmont. They needed an outside shot to go along with this good stuff at the rim, and finally cashing in one of these open looks, now 2 for 7.
Walker just a 30% three-point shooter, but got that one. It's back to a 1-point game. Kent with the left hand inside.
And there you see the versatility. So many young men at Indiana State who can shoot and put it on the deck. The most complete set of drivers and shooters in the league.
Jason Kent, a transfer from Bradley.
Ooh.
Davidson misses the three. And another opportunity for the Sycamores. McCauley. Belmont's done a pretty good job on him so far, yet to score. Just one field goal through the first 13 minutes. Oh, what a move by Avila. And a chance for a three-point play.
Tremendous ball handling, the ability to spin into a shot and kiss it off the glass. Oh, the chance for three out of the break.
Nice footwork, even better touch from the big fella with a good answer to the Isaiah Walker three, and it's the Sycamores on top by 5.
And that's all for sports. Now we're going to head over to Jim, who's got the weather for us. Jim? Thanks, Bob. If you take a look... And that's all for sports. Now we're going to head over to Jim, who's got the weather for us. Jim? Thanks, Bob. If you take a look...
Your wait is over. New 2023 Acura models have arrived at Acura of...
The Wells Fargo Active Cash Card. Earn 2% cash back on what you want.
And that's all for sports. Now we're going to head over to Jim, who's got the weather for us. Jim? Thanks, Bob. If you take a look...
Your wait is over. New 2023 Acura models have arrived at Acura of...
And that's all for sports. Now we're going to head over to Jim, who's got the weather for us. Jim? Thanks, Bob. If you take a look...
Mac, what year was it again?
1988. 17 restaurants.
And that's all for sports. Now we're going to head over to Jim, who's got the weather for us. Jim? Thanks, Bob. If you take a look...
With one of the best savings rates in America, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history.
And that's all for sports. Now we're going to head over to Jim, who's got the weather for us. Jim? Thanks, Bob. If you take a look... And that's all for sports. Now we're going to head over to Jim, who's got the weather for us. Jim? Thanks, Bob. If you take a look...
Your wait is over. New 2023 Acura models have arrived at Acura of...
Cycling was a lifesaver. It really was.
It was more than just a new direction.
Cycling was a lifesaver. It really was.
It was more than just a new direction.
So we've got this really cool property downtown. We want to do something walkable, sustainable.
Where Indiana State leads Belmont by 5 here in the first, and as the Bruins look to come back in this game and rebound after a tough loss on Sunday, I asked Casey Alexander just the ways that his team has shown that they've been able to come back from adversity throughout the season. He listed a bunch of great reasons, and then I said, well, how much has Ben Shepard helped with that? And he goes, oh, well, that trumps everything that I just told you. He said headed into the year, his final year at Belmont, that he's faced a lot of pressure. He said he's been riding in the back seat for a few years, but now he's driving the car. Now, as for how good a driver he is, he said, at the beginning of the season, he was driving a little too fast. Now that he's settled in, and he is driving just about as well as Belmont has needed him to this season. Steve?
conference, but so far tonight, just 2 points for the Belmont senior here on senior night, 1 of 4 from the floor. So Josh Shirt's team has done a great job on the defensive end. Here is Shepherd. Tough shot there. Great contest by Larry. And here comes Indiana State the other way. Julian Larry deserves a lot of credit for that defensive effort. Former high school quarterback, really an elite defensive player. Bledson, who's been a lead on the offensive end here early tonight, finds Kent on the cut for the stop.
Yeah, you got to show your chest and bump the cutter as Gillespie throws it away.
Now a steal by Larry. Bledson in transition, can't hit the three. Gillespie pull up. And another miss from outside by Belmont.
Yeah, Belmont's got to have that. Now 2 for 9, and they're just wide open looks.
McCauley pull up, well short, but the offensive rebound for Kent. And a quick timeout by Casey Alexander. It's a 7-0 Sycamores run, and the biggest lead of the night for Indiana State.
Yeah, that's got to disappoint Casey Alexander, because during this run, it isn't initial offense. It's kind of scratching out plays, digging out loose balls. They're Kent discarding Walker and getting the putback, and it's difficult enough to guard Indiana State's initial action or transition. If you start giving up second chance points, and again, they're in the 340s in offensive rebounding. They're not a team that scores on putbacks. They usually make their first shot. It's going to be difficult to keep them off the scoreboard.
Josh Shirt's in his second season at Indiana State, 31-29 with the Sycamores. But the 5th winningest active coach in all divisions in college basketball, nearly an 80% winning percentage. He was at Lincoln Memorial before at 11 straight 20-win seasons, which is hard to comprehend. 5 30-win seasons, finished second in Division II on 3 different occasions. And he has done a great job turning around an Indiana State program. 11-20 last year, 20 wins already this season. Shepherd. Kickoff for Davidson. Now Shepherd from up top. Another miss on a 3. Offensive rebound. Davidson will try it. And finally a triple goes for Belmont.
That's a big shot for Davidson, and great credit to Braun for the offensive rebound kickback. Belmont needs that. Manufacture some offense to get Shepherd going.
Bruins now just 3 of 11 from outside the arc, coming off a 1 for 16 performance on Sunday at Drake. Larry to Bledson in the corner. Driving around Friberg, but missed it. Cade Tyson, who's been the best offense so far for Belmont. Pull up in the lane by Davidson, off the back iron. McCauley working against Shepherd. So far, the 2 stars have been quiet offensively. Fabulous pass deflected, but Davidson unable to keep it in bounds.
Yeah, when you contrast the Belmont's half-court offense Sunday at Drake, where it was a trip to the dentist, today free-flowing, getting really good looks, and still just 12 of 28 and 3 of 11. And it's just got to turn around. Belmont's too good of a shooting team and too efficient. But if you were to contrast, again, points in the paint, shots at the rim, Indiana State's winning that right now.
McCauley, deep 3, off the mark. Rebound fought for, and Tyson comes away with it. And now we've got a foul on Kent along the baseline.
Well, actually, they're just deeming possession, which is interesting, because it looked like Tyson had. Oh, I see what happened. Ken was touching the ball
while he was out of bounds. Yeah, there was a foul after that, so a break for Indiana State.
Yes.
Final 5 minutes of the first half here. Senior night in Nashville. Belmont, just 2 losses here at home this season, but a tough task tonight against a red-hot Indiana State team. Tyson to the block. Good recovery by Kent. Bronze with the left hand. Can't get it to go, and a good seal-off by Avila. Extra pass, McCauley from the corner buries the three.
Yeah, tremendous extra pass by Kent. He could have taken that himself, and McCauley's going to make those more often than not.
Back to a 10-point game. Bronze lost it off his foot.
Yeah, Bronze has to play with poise, can't get overly aggressive.
Indiana State been very effective on the offensive end, 58%. And a foul is going to be called on Ben Shepherd. He'd like to get the hook on the drive, but the defensive foul called instead. Under 4 timeout for the first half here. It's been a frustrating night so far for Ben Shepherd on senior night. Indiana State leading Belmont by 10.
When your carpet's in a mess, call ProCare.
Hey, Middle Tennessee, John Browning with ProCare here. Do me a favor. During this commercial, take a minute and look around the room. Does your favorite sofa, chair, rug, carpet, or even tile and grout look a bit dingy? Any spots, spills, or pet accidents staring you down? If you can tell what was served for dinner by the colorful spots on your sofa, it might be time to give us a call because ProCare can help you with all of that. We can also apply fiber protector to any of those items to help make it easier on you to keep clean. At ProCare, we specialize in textile and hard surface cleaning and protection. We're a private, locally owned and operated company that's been serving Middle Tennessee since 1995. For more information on all of our services, please visit us today at procareofnashville.com.
Don't settle for anyone less. Call the company that's the best. Call ProCare.
Sometimes big truck wrecks can result in big case settlements. These are just some of the big results that I fought to get my clients. The trucking companies have teams of experts fighting against you. You need the Wolf Pack fighting for you. We'll fight to make them pay you every single dollar you deserve for your injuries. If you've been hurt by a big truck, don't go it alone. Call the Wolf Pack. We've got your back.
Call 615-994-9494.
Madness app presented by Great Southern Bank is the official app of the 2023 State Farm Missouri Valley Conference men's basketball tournament. The app has all the information you need to plan your trip to St. Louis, including your schedule, tickets, updates on special events during Arch Madness. Download the Arch Madness app on your Android or iOS device tonight. News and notes from around the Missouri Valley Conference. This Indiana State team, winners of 7 in a row. It's actually the 3rd longest winning streak in the conference. Drake with 9 in a row, Bradley 8 in a row. Of course, those two teams going to play this weekend with the conference championship on the line. Those 3 teams, along with Southern Illinois, all the 20 wins already. First time in history that 4 teams in the conference have had 20 wins before the conference tournament in St. Louis. And, of course, Belmont seeking to become the 5th team with 20 wins. They could do it with a win here tonight. It'll be Boss McCauley at the line, out of the timeout after the foul on Shepherd. Knocks down the first of a 1-and-1. And that is the 4th point of the night for McCauley. Just 1 of 4 from the field. Got that corner 3 a moment ago. And now Indiana State with its biggest lead at 39-28 in what feels like a critical final 4 minutes of the first half for Belmont here.
Unquestionably, Steve, and during this stretch of 7 straight wins, Indiana State's held the opposition to 28% from 3. They're going to get a small change foul on Larry.
And that's going to be free throws for Shepherd on the other end, and maybe a chance for the Belmont star to get going. Just 1 of 6 so far tonight. Just the first foul on Julian Larry, who's done a tremendous job defensively. Shepherd misses. When Belmont has struggled at times this year, it's really shown up at the foul line. This is a normally very good free throw shooting team. Avila for three from the corner, no good, but look at Kent just rip it away from a couple of guys. Second chance points for the Sycamores, and it's a 13-point game.
Yeah, I alluded to it earlier, Steve. Bottom 20 of the country in offensive rebound percentage, Indiana State, but they're feasting behind Kent.
Davidson got an open look, but couldn't hit. It's now a 15-3 run by Indiana State. Larry up and over Bronze with the finish.
What a great finish. Bronze was there.
That's 6'3" over 6'9", 240. Another chance by Davidson, rims out. And this is danger time if you're Belmont. McCauley got away with steps. Casey Alexander letting Brett Smith hear about it. Nice inside, Avila. Timeout, Belmont. This is all Indiana State. 17-3 run, make it 19-3 now. And a 45-28 lead here with 2:43 left before halftime.
Well, yeah, there are a lot of contrasts right now. The size and athleticism on the wing, but the ability of Indiana State to establish the rim, Steve, whether it's screen roll, drives, offensive rebound putbacks. Belmont has not been able to establish consistent production at the rim, and though they've gotten really good looks from three, they haven't made them. And a team that's shot right around 40% from three on the season. Tonight, 3 of 13, and we talked off the top, where's the scoring going to come from the others? And it just hasn't been there consistently. Friberg 1 field goal and Davidson 2 for 8.
Belmont ranks 8th in the nation in three-point shooting at more than 39% per game. But 1 of 16 on Sunday at Drake, 3 of 13 here so far tonight, shooting just 39% overall from the field. Shepard, drive it against Larry, turnaround shot, good.
That's good defense and a better shot. Boy, Larry cut off the drive and forced a fadeaway too.
And you got to think if Belmont's going to make some headway here before the half, Ben Shepard's really got to get going. Just 4 points here in the first half. Kent to Larry on the left wing. Extra pass, Nice, another extra pass. They swing it over to McCauley. 5 on the shot clock, inside, and got it to go.
He extended the left arm a little bit, but a great finish in traffic by McCauley along the baseline, and Indiana State 61% from the floor.
That's now 6 points for Voss McCauley. Tyson was hot early, he got that one to go. He's now got 9.
There are going to be enough possessions for Belmont, but right now it's can you get enough stops? You can't trade.
Sycamores have hit their last 4 shots. Oh, up and under move by Avila.
Yeah, tremendous ball fake, step through, so skilled. He's had a huge first half.
Gillespie irons the 3. Indiana State letting some of these guys get some looks. Belmont's taking the shots, and they're just not falling. Final minute of the first half. Extra pass again. And a blocking foul called on Shepard as Kent put it on the floor. So that's going to be 2 fouls on Shepard. Both him and Tyson with 2 here in the final minute of half number 1.
Really good ball movement. Again, as I said off the top, Steve, you've got so much versatility. Players who can shoot, drive, pass, play make. That goes right 1 through 5, all the way to Avila. Big first half for Kent. His minutes have been cut back of late, but he's been tremendous.
Yeah, played 11 minutes, got 8 points on 4 of 5 shooting. Chance to add to that here at the line.
The rare intra-conference transfer.
Yeah, started his career at Bradley. Comes to Indiana State, and he had been a single-digit scorer for the last 9 games for Indiana State. He'd not been a key factor in this 7-game winning streak, but tonight he has been huge for Josh Schertz off the bench. And already Indiana State with 51 points in the first half. That's a season high given up in a half by Belmont. Gillespie to Shanks in the corner, and finally a three goes for Belmont from an unlikely source. Just the second triple of the year for Michael Shanks.
Yeah, unlikely source, and again, Belmont's gotten good looks. Great driving kick by Jacoby Gillespie, and this is, again, 41 seconds from the half. It's not as though Indiana State's going to let up that much, but they can't lose the focus because the scoring has come so easily. Belmont can score in bunches.
Josh Schertz takes the timeout to use it or lose it here before the half. You've got a 13-second differential between the game clock and shot clock. Be interesting if they try a real quick hitter to get a 2-for-1 here, or if they just go for the best shot.
Yeah, and part of that could be where the ball is inbounded from. Is it baseline? It might be sideline near the coach's line. Couldn't tell exactly where the timeout was called from, but either way, you would have to go within the first 5 seconds to try to get a 2-for-1. But what a complete first half for Indiana State, Steve. They've done it on both ends. We've seen bench production, which they lead the league in, without Cameron Henry not missing a beat, showcasing their full arsenal of talent.
Well, it doesn't look like they're going for the 2-for-1. Belmont shows some zone here. Good hands, but Avila able to get it out of there. McCauley misses on the three. Good ball movement, got a good shot, but it wouldn't go, and now Belmont with a chance to hold for the final shot of the half. Gillespie inside, scores over Nice.
I don't know why he went so early.
Yeah, there will be a shot here for Indiana State. Nice pull up three, and it goes. What an exclamation point to a big time half by Indiana State on the road. Sycamore shoot 61%. Here tonight, a lot of work to do. Emily Proud, what can you tell us here as we get set for the start of the second half?
Understandably, Coach, all smiles coming out of the halftime locker room, but kind of surprised me what he said in terms of the success that they were able to have in the first half. He said it was really the defense that was fueling the offense. Hard to believe with how many points have been put up in this game. He said specifically they're doing so well in transition and finding pockets of success there, so the emphasis is more of the same in the second. Steve.
Indiana State ball with the lead. Nice hit that three just before the halftime buzzer as the Sycamores stuck out an extra possession, and that's why they have a 17-point lead. There is Nice inside, can't get it to go. Friberg off the bounce, pull up goes.
Yeah, nice start for the half for Friberg. Gets it done mid-range, which is atypical. Another thing to underscore, Steve, much like Drake, this is an old Indiana State team, with the exception of Larry and Avila. Nice, Bledson, McCauley, very experienced fifth-year players.
Yep, they're as old as some NBA teams. Avila the miss. So back-to-back stops for Belmont to start the second half. If they can get a little traction, this crowd will try to will them back into the game. Tyson on the cut, comes up short. Braun's tipped it out of there. I think Tyson would have had his own miss if it wasn't batted out of there. Bledson, who had the great start to the game, had 10 points in the first half, working against Friberg. Good defense by the Belmont senior.
Yeah, much more stout, much more resistance on the block as Bledson found it easy sledding in the first half.
They're giving Davidson all kinds of space. He'll finally take the shot and comes up short again. Keyshawn just 1 of 6 here tonight from three-point range.
Yeah, at a certain level, you just have to make open shots if you're going to make a comeback.
Oh, great
pass.
find by Larry to Bledson. That's now 4 assists tonight for Julian Larry. A couple of them have been spectacular. Tyson, tough shot, hits.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. Tyson's had a great game, but the defense just laying off Braun's, laying off Davidson. At a certain point, Davidson's just got to step up and take it as a challenge and make some of these shots.
Well, this is attempted. I mean, shot 6 from outside, 33% three-point shooter this year. There's a miss there on the other end. Belmont will try to push it. Friberg trailing, knocks down a three, and a quick timeout by Josh Schertz, and he's got some words for Voss McCauley, who didn't find his man in transition. Second three of the night for Friberg, and Belmont has cut it down to 12 here to start the second half. We've got our media timeout. Drew Friberg, the leading three-point shooter in the Missouri Valley Conference, has given the Bruins a little life.
Someday. Someday.
We all have things we hope to do someday. With great deposit rates from Ascend, we're here to help make your someday soon. Ascend Federal Credit Union. Open your account today.
And what if I want to change my plan? State Farm's here to help. What if I want to change sports?
Newcomer Chris Paul is maintaining a narrow lead in these final meters. But here comes an opponent closing the gap. 1 foot in front of the other. They are battling it out. And Chris Paul edges ahead. Those are the hips of a champion.
At State Farm, we're there for your what-ifs. Get a quote today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeart Radio. Ticket Smarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the Ticket Smarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think Ticket Smarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed at Ticketsmarter.com.
We certainly had no sense of the revolution we were about to start. We launched programs, changed mindsets, and made memories along the way. We've come a long way, with a journey still ahead of us. But now, this is our time. Celebrating 50 years of Title IX, we are the Missouri Valley Conference.
Belmont fans, you can stay up to date with exclusive Bruin coverage, live stats, partner offers, and more. Download the official Belmont Bruins mobile app in the App Store today. Belmont with 7 of the first 9 points to start the second half. It's back to a 12-point game. And Greg, they really have done it on the defensive end. 4 stops in the first 5 possessions.
Yep, getting men back behind the ball, forcing Indiana State in the half court. And, at times a couple ill-advised shots. You saw the great possession where Larry drove and had that diagonal pass to Bledson for the lay-in. And at the end of the day, I think Belmont's just got to manufacture stops and switch defenses at times.
It looks like they've done just that out of the timeout. A little 2-3 look here. Trying to probe inside. They haven't got inside the three-point arc until Bledson's touch. Now Nice, shot fake for the 3, and he missed it. Shepard, quick 3, good.
Boy, big sequence there because Nice got a good look. And then Avila took a spill, and it was a little bit of an odd man rush. And you alluded to it, Steve, this crowd begging to get back in the game.
One of the better student sections in the Missouri Valley Conference you'll find right here at Belmont in Nashville. And Belmont back within single digits for the first time in a long time. Larry might have gotten away with a travel. McCauley sends it back out. Got to get the shot off. The force, and they've got a whistle on the shot as Davidson had the contest on Bledson.
That's just not, and it's inexplicable. We're going to get the replay. Got him on the wrist. Really poor decision by Davidson.
Yeah.
You've got to be aware of the clock and the situation. You wouldn't want to foul in any situation, let alone end of shot clock.
The shot clock was really down to 2 seconds. when Bledson caught that ball. And a clear foul on Davidson. Bledson did miss the first one. A rare miss by an 81% free throw shooter.
Well, it was going to be difficult for him to even get a shot off, Steve, before the shot clock violation. So a certain reprieve there and 2 points that should not have been afforded.
So it's back to an 11-point game after what was a great defensive possession by Belmont. Tyson driving against Nice. Bronze. Shepard will try another three and buries it.
Yeah, Belmont's done a nice job getting that high ball screen higher, so when Shepard steps into it, it's a three, not a 12-footer. Big stretch for Shepard.
So back-to-back threes by Shepard. He's into double digits with 10. Avila against that zone. Corner three for Nice. Well short. Tyson running with it. Doesn't have numbers and had it poked away from behind. Out of bounds, and it will be Belmont basketball when we come back. The Bruins starting to heat up here at home. They've knocked down their last 4 shots, and it's back to a single-digit game. Indiana State still leading by
8. The Wells Fargo Active Cash Card. Earn 2% cash back on what you want.
With one of the best savings rates in America, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history.
Your wait is over. New 2023 Acura models have arrived at Acura of... Let's go! You go for a ride. Daytona Nissan has elected savings with our President's Day model year-end sales event. All remaining...
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, like 2 times miles on...
And that's all for sports. Now we're going to head over to Jim, who's got the weather for us. Jim? Thanks, Bob. If you take a look...
Your wait is over. New 2023 Acura models have arrived at Acura of...
The Wells Fargo Active Cash Card. Earn 2% cash back on what you want.
Daytona Nissan has elected savings with our President's Day model year-end sales event. All remaining... Daytona Nissan has elected savings with our President's Day model year-end sales event. All remaining...
Bravo! You use the Quicksilver card from Capital.
Cycling was a lifesaver. It really was.
You know, when we first talked about...
And that's all for sports. Now we're going to head over to Jim, who's got the weather for us. Jim? Thanks, Bob. If you take a look... And that's all for sports. Now we're going to head over to Jim, who's got the weather for us. Jim? Thanks, Bob. If you take a look...
Cycling was a lifesaver. It really was.
It was more than just a new direction.
Cycling was a lifesaver. It really was.
It was more than just a new direction.
So we've got this really cool property downtown. We want to do something walkable, sustainable.
This is back. The 2023 State Farm Missouri Valley Conference men's basketball tournament returns to St. Louis for the 33rd straight year. Join the Bruins and Sycamores in the Gateway City March 2nd through the 5th as all 12 Valley schools battled out for a trip to the NCAA tournament. Reserve your seat to Arch Madness in St. Louis by visiting Ticketmaster.com. Get your tickets and experience the madness. Belmont has hit its last 4 shots. Indiana State has gone cold, no field goals in the last 2:45. We got ourselves a ball game after Indiana State led this by 17 at the half. Quick play out of the timeout, gets a 3-look for Friberg. And Indiana State breathes a sigh of relief as he was off the mark on that one. Nice to Avila, good roll. Maybe a deflection at the rim by Bronze. Shepard, mid-range, can't hit. How about Bronze with the extra effort inside? And now this crowd is really fired up.
Boy, that was tremendous effort by Bronze because Avila and Nice were inside of him. Just batted it to himself and threw it down. Huge play.
The loudest this building has been all night. Bledson will go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Again, I think Bledson got the benefit of the doubt because Bronze was a little bit off balance. He wasn't straight up and vertical. He was there, and he didn't really reach. But with his body, he was leaning. Great job by our crew. And you can see there, just kind of riding him with the lower body, and that's a clear foul. Good job by our officials. And I think explaining to Keyshawn Davidson right there, it wasn't vertical. It was riding with the lower body.
Free throws have been the one thing that have kind of kept Indiana State afloat here in the early part of the second half. No field goals for the last 3:33.
Well, they're familiar with free throws, Steve.
Yep.
79 attempts the last 3 wins.
Already up to 17 tonight. Sycamore's 13 of 17 at the line. That man, Xavier Bledson, now 4 of 6. He's got 15. Shepard gets the high screen. And there again, you see the space they're giving Davidson. Shepard just hounded by Larry. Davidson finally gets one to go.
Yeah, good job by Key to let it come in the semblance of the offense. Got a congratulatory high five from Shepard. And now Belmont, again, we talked about the others. They've got multiple players going.
Belmont with 5 threes here in the second half. Just the second of the night for Davidson, though. Avila misses inside. And now a chance to cut this to 3, maybe even 2. Davidson again. And it's a 2-point game. And you maybe have to be careful if you're Josh Schertz. It was a gamble while he wasn't making it. But Davidson shot 40% from 3 last year at Tennessee Tech. If he gets going, he could hurt you. Yeah. A foul on the other end on Shepard.
Gamble by Shepard, but again, I think given the momentum, go ahead, scrape, go for some steals, keep the momentum going, because Indiana State has to feel a measure of uneasiness given what has transpired this first 6 minutes of the second half.
And now several subs into the game. McKnight, Hobbs, Kent, all back in around Larry and Cooper Nice.
And coming in with Hobbs, I don't believe he played the first half.
He did get in briefly, and he catches it in the corner and had a foot out of bounds. The 5th turnover of the night by Indiana State. This was a 17-point game at the half. Friberg, floater, and we're tied.
Oh, it could have been an and one there. Took a lot of contact. Good teardrop by Friberg again. Not known as a player who makes 2s.
It's a 23-6 Belmont run to start the second half. McKnight working against Frank Jakubisic. Oh, what a tough finish inside by the graduate student transfer from Truman State.
Yeah, that was a tough one-on-one post move and pretty good post defense.
Davidson has come alive here in the second half. Shepard. Back to Davidson again. 10 on the shot clock. Jakubisic tries to save it. Got it to Friberg. Just 5 on the shot clock. Step back. Short. Offensive rebound. Jakubisic. Davidson with the floater high off the glass, won't go. McKnight for 3. And Indiana State with a good response here. 5 quick ones. And the Sycamores were back up by 5.
Yeah, that's a killer if you're Belmont. McKnight has made them at Truman State, but 3 of 15 on the season.
Shepard. Got the roll.
It's been such an electrifying offensive start for Belmont, Steve. they have got to lock in defensively, especially now that Coach Alexander has come out of the zone.
4 Bruins now in double figures here in the second half. McKnight threw it away. Davidson up ahead to Shepard. Showtime!
This place is rocking. This is the loudest it's been in the curve all season.
And once again, back to a 1-point game. Larry, skip pass. Nice gives it off to Kent, who got it to trickle over the rim.
Yeah, good find by Nice and a good awareness by Kent not to anticipate a shot there. He was prepared to catch. Oftentimes you'll turn and look at the rim. Good play.
After 9 straight single-digit games, Jason Kent with 12 tonight off the bench. Friberg for the tie.
And again, Belmont's got to be judicious in its shot selection. Friberg can make that, but take open good ones. Good play by Nice.
Nice drives and draws the foul on Keyshawn Davidson. Second foul on Davidson, and the 4th foul on Belmont here in the second half. Ben Shepard with 14 now, and Belmont has trimmed a 17-point deficit at the half down to 3.
When your carpet's in a mess, call ProCare.
Hey, Middle Tennessee, John Browning with ProCare here. Do me a favor, during this commercial, take a minute and look around the room. Does your favorite sofa, chair, rug, carpet, or even tile and grout look a bit dingy? Any spots, spills, or pet accidents staring you down? If you can tell what was served for dinner by the colorful spots on your sofa, it might be time to give us a call because ProCare can help you with all of that. We can also apply Fiber Protector to any of those items to help make it easier on you to keep clean. At ProCare, we specialize in textile and hard surface cleaning and protection. We're a private, locally owned and operated company that's been serving Middle Tennessee since 1995. For more information on all of our services, please visit us today at procareofnashville.com.
Don't settle for anyone less. Call the company that's the best. Call ProCare.
Sometimes big truck wrecks can result in big case settlements. These are just some of the big results that I fought to get my clients. Call the Wolfpack. We've got your back.
Call 615-994-9494.
It begins here. The State Farm Missouri Valley Conference Men's Basketball Championship hits the hardwood at Enterprise Center March 2nd through 5th in St. Louis. Don't miss any of the action, as 12 Missouri Valley teams will compete for an automatic NCAA berth for the first time in Arch Madness history. To get your tickets for college basketball's premier conference tournament, visit archmadness.com now.
Belmont shooting 61% in the second half, and what was a 54-37 halftime lead for Indiana State. Now down to 3 at 67-64. Senior night here in Nashville. Ben Shepard, Drew Friberg, among those being honored, along with E.J. Bellinger and Derek Saban. Shepard and Friberg have hit some big shots, as has Keyshawn Davidson in this comeback.
Unquestionably, Steve, we've just seen almost playing out of desperation, a different gear out of the Bruins. So this is a critical point, not to just say, oh, we've done our business, we've gotten back into the game. You have to continue the intensity and continue the principles defensively. I appreciate what Indiana State has done. They've not settled the last few possessions. Nice driving, the dump off to Kent, now earning 2 free throws.
Nice, good foul shooter, 86% to lead the team, a good free throw shooting team at that, and he knocks down the first one. Leading scorer on the Sycamores team last year, second team preseason All-Valley this year, and Cooper Nice in double digits with 10 points here tonight. Bellinger tries the back door. Nice catch by Shepard. Good block by McKnight, and now the foul as Browns corralled the loose ball.
Good pursuit by Bronze. He didn't anticipate a made layup, and then he did well to catch first and then absorb the contact, as we are going to have to mop up the spill a little bit there. Great recovery by Indiana State, because a lot of times that naked inside slot backdoor, Belmont completes it for scores.
Shepard off the mark on the deep three. He's got 10 of his 14 points here in the second half, but missed that one.
That was a good late contest.
Trenton Gibson gets it back from Larry into the corner. Kent for three. Air ball.
Good defense.
Shepard tries again. Too strong. Offensive rebound. Bellinger. 17-footer. That one missed. So now 4 straight misses from Belmont. McKnight hit one earlier. Comes up short there, and a good rebound by Bronze inside.
Oh.
Gillespie, great crossover, and the finish.
That's where Belmont wants Gillespie to be. Open court, one-on-one, and get all the way to the rim. That was a key bucket for Belmont.
Back to a 3-point game. Gibson. And we got a blocking foul on Bellinger. The Belmont bench got up. They thought he might have had the charge drawn.
And he anticipated the move. He anticipated the pump fake and drive left. Again, great job by our crew. I think the appropriate call, just not quite set, still moving, though he showed his chest, and you can be moving and draw a charge. But I think the appropriate call.
5th foul on Belmont here in the second half. Near steal. Larry able to get it back. Gillespie took it away. And now a foul on Kent.
What a job by Gillespie to wrestle that free as Larry was down there. Shepard had the initial back tap, but it looked as though Larry was going to salvage that for Indiana State. And both teams, especially in a high possession game, Steve, there have been so few turnovers. That's a 7th, and Belmont just 4.
Another chance for Belmont to potentially tie. Gillespie off the bounce. Shepard along the baseline. Threw it away. Nice. Going in transition. I think he had his foot on the line. They say it's a 3 for now, but they also motion that they're going to go to the monitor.
What a gigantic sequence there. And Nice has been right around 30 all season, Steve, but he's made some big ones tonight.
He hit the one before the half, and for the moment, that one gives Indiana State a 6-point lead. Now Bronze will go to the foul line with a chance to shoot 2.
This has been a juncture, Steve, where Belmont, again, tied it at 60, haven't quite gotten over the hump, and now Indiana State has been able to answer with scores of their own. I guess they'll check that at the under 8 media timeout.
Belmont tied this game up at 60. And they raced that entire 17-point deficit so quickly. So much basketball left to play, and Indiana State so far has responded very nicely.
Yeah, big minutes for McKnight there to give not only Avila a rest, but the production. Those 5 big points, especially his post score on Jackie Bisick that gave Indiana State the lead back. Again, so many of these Indiana State players, Steve, overly accomplished Division II players.
Bronze, 1 of 2.
This is where Belmont's got to start stringing stops together. As you approach 8 minutes, the trading basket game is over.
Kent, near steal by Gillespie. Under 10 to shoot. Nice, step back. Off the mark on that one. Gibson tries to track it down, but could not save it in bounds and took a tumble over there by the bench.
Yeah, he wanted a loose ball foul, and fortunately he's okay because it did have the Indiana State stools over there.
We've got a good one here in the second half in Nashville. Belmont clawing its way back, but still Indiana State on top by 5.
Your time at Belmont is designed for discovery. This place has really helped me figure out who I was meant to be.
We work to understand the world so we can helpfully engage in making it a place where all can flourish.
Belmont is a place where your story and the stories you want to tell can be explored and celebrated.
We are here to push our limits, to find our purpose and champion life abundant for all.
If you are eager to make change in the world, there's no place better than Belmont.
Peace Communications is a premier technology solutions provider. We offer 3 core products and services. They are voice, data, and cloud services. What really separates us from our competitors is our service, our flexibility, and our value. Another key attribute of our success is our help desk. We answer our phones, we answer your issues, and we provide solutions. Why Peace? Simply, we care. Give us a call today to experience the Peace difference.
Someday.
Someday. We all have things we hope to do someday. With great deposit rates from Ascend, we're here to help make your someday soon. Ascend Federal Credit Union. Open your account today.
Welcome back to the Curve Event Center, where Indiana State leads Belmont by 5 late here in the second half. I just listened into the huddle, and let me tell you, the tone is a little bit different than some of those first half huddles. Can't relay everything that was said there, but the message was still the same. It's a long game. We're not where we need to be. But now, contrasted to the huddle that I just listened into, he said so much better in this half. Casey Alexander still emphasizing to be faster, though, especially on offense. He said faster passes and faster cuts. Steve.
Shot it well here in the second half. They've done a lot of the heavy lifting here, but the final 7:58 is what's going to matter as these two teams are scrapping and clawing, trying to get a first-round bye in Arch Madness next week in St. Louis. Friberg rattles home his third 3 of the night.
That's a big one again. Indiana State, they went under that flare. Great design by Coach Alexander. I was about to say, where's the scoring going to come with Shepard out? Well, Friberg delivers.
Oh, great find inside. Bledson to Avila. And it's a 4-point game.
Good high-low pass by Bledson. Usually he's the recipient of that.
Gillespie, a rare 3, missed it. And that one caroms out of bounds. Maybe not the shot Casey Alexander was looking for. Gillespie just 28% from 3 this season. He's now missed his last 13 shots from outside.
Such a good shooter in preseason, Steve. And if you would have told me Gillespie would scuffle from behind the arc and Tyson would be mid-40s all year, I would have debated you, because Gillespie was really shooting with confidence leading into the season.
4-point game, 7 minutes left here. Bledson, tough shot off the window.
Good aggressive drive. And again, Indiana State has good, tough shot, contested shot makers in traffic.
That's 16 for Xavier Bledson. Now Shepard throws it away. Nice fouled hard by Tyson. And he hopped right back up, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, so after the Friberg make, a long Gillespie miss and a turnover, and that's a good hard foul. It was at full speed, so it looked pretty rough live, but again, Tyson made a play on the ball. This is where Indiana State gets you, Steve.
Yep.
These points from the line just quietly add up. Now 16 of 20.
Nice 5 of 6 at the line. Second one rimmed out. But it's back to a 7-point game. Largest lead of the night for the Sycamores has been 19. Shepard on the curl, little floater, too strong, and the rebound to Indiana State. Belmont was so hot to start the second half, couldn't quite keep it up here down the stretch. Another find from Bledson to Avila, and he will go to the line.
Yeah, again, going back to the ball screen action. Difficult because the big has got his show on the ball handler. You see it perfectly there. Bronze before he can recover, and Shepard the reach in on Avila.
The 6'10" freshman from Oak Forest, Illinois.
So much energy Belmont expended that first 8 to 10 minutes of the second half to erase the deficit. You wondered how much was going to be left in the tank, and suddenly again, Indiana State has, you hate to say it because they're one of the highest tempo teams in the country. They've gotten it more in a half-court game, and slowly they've made it shots at the rim, to the free throw line, and forced Belmont back into the half court.
Avila splits a pair. He's now got 17 to lead all scores. Or no, Bledson has 18. And another turnover by Belmont. So the miscues starting to mount here on the offensive end for Belmont, and Indiana State back up by 8 with a chance to push it to double digits once again.
Yeah, that's just tough. Gillespie made the right play. It just slipped out of his hands. Got to make sure passes.
Corner three from McCauley, and he hits.
Yeah, Belmont went more to a 3-2 zone that time, and big run for Indiana State. 9-0.
9-0 Indiana State run, and it's 81-70. And Belmont with Ben Shepard, Shepard on the bench, Friberg back in the game. Here with 5:20 to go. Gillespie, turnaround, got him to drop.
Great job getting Nice to backpedal. Could have been an and one, and this is where Indiana State will start managing the clock. They're not going to play ultra slow, but they're going to manage the game.
Sycamores have hit still 55% of their shots, but a turnover there, and then a foul on Avila.
Yeah, just an ill-advised play. I think Bledson, his pass got deflected, and Friberg gathered. That was a quick rest for Ben Shepard, who you knew he was going to play heavy minutes tonight in case he wanted to sneak him a quick one, but just couldn't afford to go much longer as Kent comes back in for Gibson.
Down by 9, you got to think this final 4:59 is all Ben Shepard. Indiana State looking for an 8th consecutive win. Belmont looking for 20 wins for a 13th consecutive season. Davidson got another one.
Great job by Gillespie to break down the defense, and a huge shot by Davidson, who's had a nice second half.
He started the night 1 of 6 from downtown. He's hit his last 3. Back to a 2-possession game. Larry, between a couple defenders, finds Bledson amongst the trees inside and drew a foul.
That's where Bledson's strength, his strong hands, just outdug Shepard and Friberg for that low bounce feed. And then the broad shoulders carried it to the rim, and he has had a massive game, Steve.
Bledson with 18 points, a couple of assists as well. At the line for the 8th time tonight.
Just balance everywhere, Steve. Drivers, shooters, everyone except for Avila, 70, 80 plus from the line, very capable, and the poise, playmaking.
Bledson got them both. You talk about the experience of this Indiana State team with Henry and Neese and McCauley. A lot of guys that play a lot of minutes and are very, very productive. But I think the future's very bright for Josh Schertz with Avila and Larry and Bledson as Gillespie drives for 2 for Belmont.
Yeah, a lot of other teams run that kind of pistol look or double ball screen, and Gillespie was able to get an angle on Nice.
Speaking of a bright future, Gillespie's going to have one here at Belmont. Contested the rim by Belmont on the Larry shot, and here's Belmont in transition. Tyson can't connect on the 3. Nice pulls down the board.
Boy, that was a big shot.
Would have cut it down to 3. McCauley lost it, able to get it back. Now he'll launch a 3 and connects.
Yeah, he gained a little advantage on a push-off, but McCauley was cold in the first half. 2 big ones during this last stretch.
Yeah. Third 3 of the night for McCauley. He's got a dozen. Gillespie will try another one. That one goes. And a quick timeout taken by Belmont. 6-point game here with 2:54 left. Both teams heating up down the stretch, and we're going to have a good finish here in Nashville.
Daytona Nissan has elected savings with our President's Day Model Year-End Sales Event. All remaining Your wait is over. New 2023 Acura models have arrived at Acura of
Bravo! You use the Quicksilver card from Capital.
With one of the best savings rates in America, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history.
Your wait is over. New 2023 Acura models have arrived at Acura of Your wait is over. New 2023 Acura models have arrived at Acura of
With the Venture X card from Capital One, you earn 2 times miles on every purchase. So noise canceling.
Bravo! You use the Quicksilver card from Capital.
With the Venture X card from Capital One, you earn 2 times miles on every purchase. So noise canceling.
Upcoming schedules brought to you by Cade's Cove Smokehouse Quality. Ready in minutes. Find Cade's Cove Barbecue in the refrigerated section under local grocery store. Indiana State coming up with a senior day game against Missouri State back home in Terre Haute on ESPN Plus on Sunday. Then Missouri Valley Conference Tournament action next week. Belmont will wrap up the regular season 11:30 in the morning on Sunday at Northern Iowa. Bruins looking for their 20th win. Hope it won't have to go there, but work to do here in the final 2:54.
Yeah, Coach Alexander and his staff have thrown out everything but the kitchen sink in the second half, Steve. Constantly switching defenses, now showing press out of the timeout. Just can you manufacture enough stops? That last sequence of a Tyson missed 3 and a McCauley make was so critical for Indiana State to push it back out to 9.
Some pressure from Belmont. Ooh, a near throwaway off the inbounds. Indiana State's made 4 of its last 5 shots, still shooting 55%. Trap in the front court, able to get it to Nice. Larry off the bounce, juggled it. Belmont fans want to travel. 7 to shoot. Nice inside, lost it. Keyshawn Davidson back in the game. Friberg off the back iron. Offensive rebound to Gillespie, who goes in, missed it. Followed by Tyson, but I think they've got a foul on the Gillespie attempt, and they do.
Oh, I don't know how the baseline official missed it. Great job on the long rebound by Gillespie. but nearly an and one. And then Tyson with the putback, so Belmont doesn't get the score, doesn't get the putback, and we'll get 2 free throws.
Timeout taken here by Indiana State, a 30. Leading by 6, it'll be Jacoby Gillespie at the line. That was the second foul on Boss McCauley. 5th foul against Indiana State here down the stretch. Belmont with 18 fouls, so Sycamore shooting a 1-on-1. And the possession arrow does favor the Bruins. Here, both teams with the timeout left, 2:17 to go. Sycamore's leading by 6.
And again, you see part of the narrative with Indiana State, Steve, is they've got capable ball handlers. It's not just Larry or Gibson off the bench. You saw Bledson as the one-man press break himself. And certainly McCauley capable, Nice has point guard skills, so a lot of options, and Indiana State's a difficult team to press.
Remember, for both of these teams, a win tonight would go a long ways towards securing that first round bye into Friday at Arch Madness next week in St. Louis. Southern Illinois leading in its game tonight against Northern Iowa, up by 13 in the second half. Salukis came into the night tied with Belmont for 4th, but with the tiebreak, those two teams only met once in the regular season. This is also the only meeting between these two. So a huge opportunity for Belmont if it could come back here in the final 2:17. A huge moment for Indiana State if they could hold on to securing that 3 seed and the bye. A miss, but another offensive rebound. Great job by Friberg. Gillespie driving inside on Nice. Got it out to Davidson. Coming up on the 2-minute mark. Good find. Shepard finishes.
That was such a huge offensive rebound by Friberg. He's not known as an offensive rebounder, and Belmont gets a 3-point possession out of it.
3-point game. Final 2 minutes here from Nashville. Bledson, who's been terrific. Shepard fell down. Back to Bledson in the corner. Now he backs in on Tyson. Nice, who's hit some big shots. Knocks down the pull-up.
Yeah, great pull-up. Belmont went zone, and clock's ticking, and Belmont's losing precious time here.
5-point game. 80 seconds to go. Friberg driving inside, hangs and hits.
Boy, good off-balance shot, trying to get an and one, Friberg, as we approach the 1-minute mark.
Got to get some stops if you're Belmont. Sycamores have scored on 5 of their last 6 possessions. Nice driving, got to the block, turnaround, comes up short.
You can still go for a 2 if you're Belmont.
Shepard. Tyson inside, draws the foul, and will go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, good decision by Tyson trying to get the and one. Kent thought he was straight up, but a lot of contact. It just did take a while for Belmont to get into that. That was a 15 or 20 second possession. Yeah, there Kent came down on the arm.
Tyson, who's hit some big shots this season, including about a 30-foot buzzer beater on opening night to beat Ohio right here in the Curb Event Center. At the line for 2 big free throws. Got the first one. 85% foul shooter. 2 of 3 tonight. Belmont as a team just 4 of 8 at the line, while Indiana State has made 19 of 25 foul shots. Belmont, by the way, puts Ben Shepard on the bench here for the defensive possession. Isaiah Walker into the game for the Bruins. E.J. Bellinger going to the scorer's table. Second free throw from Tyson, good, and it's a 1-point game. And now Josh Schertz will take his final timeout here with 35.7 seconds left.
You know, that last possession, Steve, it was interesting. You know, could Coach Schertz have gone big there, inserted Avila back in and try to get a post touch rather than a contested 2 from Nice? But as you alluded to, Indiana State was on a good run, free throw line, 5 of their last 6 before that missed. And so we anticipated an elite, up-tempo, high-scoring game, and that is exactly what we've gotten.
That is definitely what we've gotten here in the second half. Indiana State has led this game for 32 minutes and 34 seconds. Its biggest lead was 19, led it by 17 at the half. But Belmont has clawed its way all the way back. Did tie it at 60 early on in the second half with a 23-6 run. Sycamores had pushed it back up to as much as 10 after that. But Belmont now back within 1 here with 35.7 seconds. It's been typical of this entire conference season, Greg. 108 conference games coming into tonight, 27 of them, so almost a quarter, have come down to 3 points or overtime.
That's mind-blowing, really. If you're doing the free throw game, again, 6-second differential, but I think Belmont has to press and then foul and play it out, Steve. I don't think you can play a possession of defense in this situation. Go for the steal and then play the foul game. McCauley 72%, Nice 86. Larry is 82, Bledson 81, and he's been there a lot tonight, so comfortable. And then Gibson back in the game at 78.
And remember, Belmont 8 fouls, so it would be a 1-and-1 situation for the Sycamores. They get into Gibson, trap comes, he goes to the floor with it. Indiana State able to break the press. Into the front court now, and now you got to think about fouling. Nice gives it off to Larry.
Definitely
and they're playing keep away. And they go out and they get Gibson.
Yeah, you didn't want to foul Nice, but once he passed it to Larry, you couldn't let that much more time go. Boy, Gibson was in a precarious position in the backcourt, Steve. Kind of bottled under, double team, spilled, but he kept his dribble and then was able to get it back to Bledson. So clutch on his part, and it is 9th team foul.
So a 1-and-1 for Trenton Gibson, who's making a homecoming of sorts here tonight. Grew up in Murfreesboro, played at Blackman High School.
Gotta box out if you're Belmont too.
Gibson 17 points Saturday, none tonight, and missed the free throw. Rebound to Gillespie of Belmont. Final 15 seconds. Nope. Gillespie in the lane, lost it, picked up by Shepard. 4 to shoot, 3 to shoot, and a foul. They got Kent for the scrape on the arm. So now Shepard will go to the line with a 1-and-1 and 2.5 seconds left.
Great initial defense on Gillespie. And then you see there, is Shepard backpedaling? Was it Larry? Was it Kent? That's really difficult.
They got Kent, and that's 5 on him, so he fouls out after a terrific effort tonight with 12 points and 5 rebounds. But now Shepard with a chance to tie it for Belmont. He's missed his only free throw tonight. But got that one. So it's a tie game with 2.5 left. Shepard, Conference Player of the Year candidate, had the game-winning shot at Bradley earlier this season. A chance to give Belmont the lead. And he does. And no timeouts left for Indiana State. But Casey Alexander and Belmont does take it.
Yeah, I think, again, in that situation, you want your defense set. You don't want a scramble situation. But you alluded to it, Steve, no timeouts for Indiana State. So that was a fascinating sequence. All teams have a design play, Steve, in that situation. So Indiana State would have been organized. They would have known what to do in that situation. But Casey Alexander wanted his defense set. And ideally, when you're the defending team, you want this inbounded in the backcourt with this amount of time. You don't want the baseball pass down court. You want it in the backcourt and force time to go off in the backcourt, and then all what you can get is a half-court heave.
To reset you a bit here, Boss McCauley hit a 3 at the 3-minute mark. That gave Indiana State an 86-77 lead. Since then, Belmont has scored 12 of the final 14 points to get it to here to 89-88. So now 2.5 seconds left, and you've got to go the full length of the court. Remember, this isn't the NBA or even the women's game in college. There's no advancement. So Indiana State's going to have to go 94 feet to try to get a shot off to win this thing after leading it the entire game.
Yes, and this is a situation, we've seen Belmont in this situation. Indiana State's had a lot of close games. Not knowing off the top of my head, having to go 94 feet in this situation. Again, I go back. Do you reinsert Avila and do some sort of baseball pass in the paint? And it does look like Avila is in the game. And they're coming out more with shooters. No Larry, no Bledson. Coming back with Hobbs, Gibson, Neese, McCauley, and Avila.
Well, and interesting, no bronze in the game on the back end. It's Jackie Bisick back there if you want to try and throw a baseball pass. It'll be Neese to inbounds. This entire crowd on their feet. McCauley from midcourt for the win. It's short, and Belmont completes the comeback. From 19 down, and the Bruins celebrate an enormous second half rally and a huge win for their hopes to get a bye next week at the Missouri Valley Conference Tournament.
I mean, how fitting is that for Ben Shepherd to end his Curve Event Center career with game-winning